Hi everyone, welcome along to another video. John here, and I've just played through what we're going to learn today, which is a B.B. King style solo in the key of G. It's a 12-bar blues, and it's really using a lot of the major pentatonic scale. A couple of arpeggios thrown in there as well for good measure. So let's see how it goes. So the first phrase goes like this. Now this really, you can think of this as the G major pentatonic. So we're starting on 5 here on the A string, then to 2 on the D, 5 on the D, and then you're going to slide from 3 into that 4th fret. That's the B note, which is the 3rd of G. So, alright, then we're going to have this. Now this line, let me show you what the notes are first. It's 2 on the D, 3 on the A, back to 2, 5 on the D, so 2 on the G, slide up to 3, and then finish on 5 on the D, so that's. Now this is coming from a C7 arpeggio, that's the 3rd of C and E, C. This note here, if you look at a C7th chord, it's the 7th of C. So then we're back to the G. This is very similar, so E major pentatonic and 5 on the A, 2 to 5 on the D, and then that slide into 4 again on the G, and then 3, 5 on the B, and back to 3 on the B. So that's G. You can think of that as G major pentatonic. Then we have this cool lick. Right, now this one is starting, again it's in G really, G major pentatonic, so there's a bit of an arpeggio here. So we have a G note here on the 5th fret of the D, slide into that 4th fret, that B again, 3 to 5 on the B, and then we're coming up to the 7th of G, which is an F, and then we go, so this is 5 to 3 on the B, 4, and then 5 on the D again. Now we're going to go to the 3 on the G, back to 2. This is kind of going to the 9th, you could say, of G, which is an A note. So back to this G note on the 5th fret, and then 3 on the D to 2 on the D, and this is going to start the next phrase off too, so let me play that for you. And then now this starts the next phrase, which is the same as before. So if I play that together. Alright, so back on the C, that's how that links together. Alright, so let me play from the beginning, show you what we've got. Okay, now we have this line. So this one, we're starting on the G, and we're going down. This is the blues scale now, where if you think of this. So we're starting on the G. Instead of going down to that note there, the C note, we're doing it here, so, because it's a little bit awkward doing that one. Alright, so 5 on the D, 3 on the B to 2 on the B, 5 on the G, 3, going back to that 9th, the 2nd of the G, so and then 5 on the D, and then a little hammer-on pull off. All right, from 3 up to 5, pull off the 3 again on the D. And then 5 on the A, back to 3, so far. Now we're going to walk down the blues scale, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's the third, that's from the arpeggio, the B, up to the G, so. Then we have kind of like an afterthought that's 4, which is the third to the third note on the B here, which is the D. So both those notes in G. And then we're going to do this, which is kind of like a little arpeggio really of G. It's a G7 arpeggio. It's 3 on the B, 4 on the G, 5 on the D, 5 on the D. All right, and now we have this. So this one, very similar to that other one we did, it's 5 on the D, slide 3 into 4 on the G, 3 on the B, and then 5 on the B here. Now we're going to slide up to 7. All right, and that's 5, 4, 3 on the high E. That's just a chromatic walk down to G. On the high E, 5 on the B, to 3 on the high E. Then we do this. So what I'm doing there is I'm pulling 7 off the 6, off the 5, and then 5 on the B, 5 on the G. That might be a little awkward. All right. Then we have this. This is 3, 4, 5 on the B. And then 5 on the high E, back to 5 on the B. And then that little bluesy bend, which really you're bending in that G minor pentatonic scale to the B. So we're kind of mixing major and minor there. All right, and one last lick. So this is the 7th of G, it's the 6, 3, 5, 3. And then we have 5 on the G, back to 3 on the B. And the hammer from 3 to 4 on the G. And we're finishing on that 5th note of G, which is a D. So let me go back a little way and play from that lick we started on. So we've got that first bit that is kind of slowly building the solo, you know, in this first position of the G major pentatonic. Now we're going to move up to this kind of third position up here on the 8th fret, and you know, try and get some more dynamics in here. So let's have a look. So we're bending this up to the 13th fret. Re-pick it while it's up. Let down. Then up again to the 12th fret. 8th fret. 11th fret on the B. 8th fret of the B. And a little curl. Next phrase is this. Now this one's an interesting one because you're pre-bending that 10 on the high E back to that 13th fret again. So we've got it bent up already. Let down again, and that 11 again, and 8 on the B. And then we're going to do a little hammer on. So after you've done that 11 to 8, you're going to hammer on from 8 to 10, 9 on the G here, back to that 8 on the B, which is the G note. And then you're going to bend that 10 on the B and hit that 10 here on our high E. Alright, then we're going to have this. So this is a G major pentatonic lick where we start on 8, which is a G note, slide into the 3rd, which is 10 to 12, 10 on the high E, 12 on the high E. Then we're going to do a classic BB thing where you're playing 15, the note is 15 on the high E, and then you do a rake and slide off. Then we're going to have this. Classic lick, this one. You're bending up here to the B note, which is on the 10 on the B. Bend up, let down, pull off to 8. 9 on the G, and then 8, which is a G note on the B. So then we have this. Now we're going to have 10 on the high E, oh sorry, on the B. Then you're going to bend up 8 to 10 on the high E. You may feel comfortable doing that with your first finger. I use 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so let me go back and play those licks. Now we have this. So we're going to bend up this high E again to that 13th fret. Let down, take and go to the 8th fret. All right. So we're going to, after we've done that bend up that 10th fret, let down, all right. So you're bending that note up, let it down again, and then that hammer on from 8 to 10, pull off to 8. Then we have a very similar lick. But this time I'm starting on that 9 on the G, but other than that it's the same. Then we're going to come back down here to this G position. So this is a G note on the high E, 3rd fret. Pull 5 off to 3 on the B. 5 on the D. Slide into that 4th fret again. And then that 3rd fret of the B. So, okay, now we have this. BB uses this lick a lot, so it's 3 slide to 4 on the B, and then 3 to 5 on the B string, and bend that up a semitone to that 7th again, and then 3 on the high E, 5 on the high E, 3 on the B here. Now this is over the 5 chord. So that note works great for the D. Okay, now we have this lick. This is the last one. So we're sliding into the 9th fret on the G, and then you come to 8 to 10 to 8 on the B. That bend again. So you're bending to the 13th fret. And then 8 on the high E, 10 to 8 on the B string. And then a pre-bend from 10 on the B, you're pre-bending to that 12. Come back to 8 on the B. Bend up that 10 again. And then 10 on the high E, back to that 8 on the B. So. Right, there we are. That's all the parts, quite a lot to remember. So let me go ahead and play that through for you without the backing track, all right? So, you know, with this style, this B.B. King style, the phrasing is so important. But what is also important is the dynamics that he plays with too, you know. So when you're playing these notes, say for example this one, make sure you have some light and shade on it. So you're starting off loud. And then you can get quieter. Don't try and play it all at one level. Even this phrase, see, it builds a bit. So you're having that a bit softer, and then it builds. So it's a bit louder when you get to that rate. So even this phrase here, it's fast, but it's not. It's really like an afterthought, and it makes it so much more effective that way. So have some fun with that. Take the licks that you like and use them, and also some of the concepts too, like those little afterthought things. But the biggest takeaway I would say from this is the phrasing. That's absolutely great. The licks, of course, and the dynamics. So the dynamics so important. Even if you've just got one phrase, just, you know, vary how loud and soft you play it, and it'll sound so much more authentic. So have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video.